Hey guys, it's Kay. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you're new here. I'm Kay. I'm a professional organizer and singer here in the Boston area. And if this is the first video you're seeing of me, that's kind of odd because it's a Q&A today. I asked you guys to ask me questions on the community tab on the channel, and I have not looked at them yet, so I don't know how many there are. So if there are too many, then I'm gonna have to break this into sort of a two-parter. So we'll do one recorded and one live. So if there are more than, like, say 15, I think I'm gonna have to do a live. So let's take a look and see what's going on the community tab. Oh, there's Clover, by the way. He's super tired. We went on a 4-mile walk today and it was epic. I think I got all 10,000 of my steps in, so pretty happy. Well, the sun came out. That's nice. That's nice. Oh, he's moving. You're moving. What are you doing? Where are you going? Are you burrowing? Okay. Alicia Watson asks, what made you start organizing? I've always been kind of obsessed with how comfortable my house was and my space was, but I wasn't always like super neat and into the organizing. I think it's when I was 30 something snapped and I decided to incorporate some systems into my house, and I just got hooked on it, and that's basically how I started organizing. It just one day I just snapped, I guess. Bridget Lamble asks, cleaning question. I always get little sticky spots from the grease on my stove and microwave. I've tried wiping them down, but they are stuck. What's the best way to clean them off? You know, a person probably better to ask that question to is Melissa from Clean My Space. However, I feel like citrus always works, like a little lemon juice, sort of break up that oil a little bit and wipe it away. Go ahead and like try with a microfiber cloth, one of those really fine woven microfiber cloths, because that has like more things to grab, and a little lemon juice, see if that works. AJ Garbalosa asks, I have turned a bedroom into an office but have an air mattress and accessories for guests. I need some ideas how to store the mattress deflated and the pillows, sheets, etc. Any ideas? A really good piece of furniture to invest in is actually a storage ottoman or a storage bench. I'm a big believer in like dual purpose furniture. Like, if you don't have room in your closet, you can just like pop the top off the bench and stick it to the bench and not even have to worry about it. So I opt for a storage bench. Curly Girl asks, do you think you'll stay in the city or do you long for a bit more space? Both. We love living in the city. Locations where it's at, you know, we can hear like car noise in the background, but I do long for more space. We do live in a 1-bedroom right now, which is just 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom short of what I'd like to have. I'd love to have an additional bathroom and an additional bedroom. When we can afford that, I don't know. But you know, we're gonna keep on hustling until we can go to our dream condo somewhere else in the city. Sharon Smith says, hi, love your channel. Thank you so much. Help! I am able to keep all the rooms in the house clean except for one, my bedroom. I get overwhelmed every time I am in there and I see clothes on the bed and paper to be filed, which is on every surface. I use the bedroom as an office too, and stuff that needs to be thrown away, which is hard since I feel that in the future I may need it, keeping in mind that I have not looked at it for 3 years. How do I organize/clean this mess? My solution is to close the door. I want to be tidy, I just don't know how. Can you help me to get my bedroom back? Where do I start? Thank you. Oh my gosh, this is very common. The easiest way to get started actually is to, just like I said yesterday, if you look at it and are overwhelmed, go ahead and recruit somebody, like a friend, a professional organizer, a family member that you trust, and go ahead and have them help you clear one surface. Start with something small like the bedside table. Bedside table is nice and tiny, and you pretty much know what goes there. So if you start with something easy, you'll have a lot of momentum going and you'll want to do more. So go ahead, start with something small, and then I'll give you more momentum to do more things. And after you clean one surface, don't let it get cluttered up again. Do your best to maintain that surface. My goodness. My baby book page just says, just a virtual hug and Merry Christmas. Well, thank you. Merry Christmas to you too. TTMP 2017 says, any furniture store recommendations that are storage/organization friendly besides IKEA? You know what's totally underrated? Wayfair. There it is. Brittany Witt asks, I've always been curious how you organize your business. Time management, emails, projects, new ideas, etc. I usually do like little blocks of time on a digital calendar. That's the only thing that's going to keep me, I need something outside of like my own motivation that's going to keep me accountable, because if given the chance, I'm just going to like play video games all day and like not do anything. So I set aside time in the calendar to like answer YouTube comments, which is usually, if you guys haven't noticed, before I upload another video. So guys, I find that that's really the best time to do that. And I actually set aside time to write blog posts. I set aside time to answer emails. It's really about blocks of time that I schedule digitally. Otherwise, it's never gonna get done. Matthew Straub asks, tips for small closets. Also, what type of planning calendar you use to stay organized? Well, I use iCal. Since I'm in the Apple ecosystem, all of the little devices play together. So if I put one thing in the calendar on my phone, it shows up on my computer, etc., whatever. But tips for small closets: use all the vertical space that's available. That's usually what happens, is there will be a closet and it'll be like a bar and like floor and there's nothing else, and maybe a shelf. So that space in between like the hanging bar and the floor, you can use some stackable shelves, some kind of thing where you can use all of the vertical space so that you can get the most out of the tiny closet. Sasha C asks, do you get a PO box yet? LOL, just wondered what your holiday traditions are. I did not get a PO box yet. It's on my list of things to do, probably by the end of the week. I hope I can get it accomplished. And as far as holiday traditions, pretty basic. We open gifts actually on Christmas, which is becoming less and less. I give less and less and I receive less and less, which is great, because that's not really at the end of the day what Christmas is all about. This year we're probably gonna just give gifts to this one, just because we like it and it makes us happy. But a really fun Christmas tradition, that if my husband and I are in Boston for Christmas and we're not traveling, we go to Hot Pot because it's what's open, and we just enjoy eating super hot soup and warm up on Christmas. Stephanie Alexander asks, Clover is very well trained. His fetch is awesome and he waits when you put his food bowl down. Did you go through a training class with him? We went through a 2-hour training session with a trainer. 2 weeks after we got him. But all of the other training I have done, I learned a lot from Zach George here on YouTube. He's a great dog trainer online. If you guys have ever seen his videos, he breaks down how to train things very easy. But to Clover's credit, he is super easy to train. He learns things super quick, and I'm always amazed about how smart he is. He did learn how to wait before we brought him home to eat. Oh, but no, I had to retrain him because then he like totally forgot. Anyway, yeah, he's super smart, and it doesn't take him long to learn stuff at all. He's amazing. My Journey to Less Junk asks, what's a good solution for a closet that is too small for plastic hangers? I lived in an older house and our coat closet is too narrow, this common issue. Our jackets only fit at an angle. Also, what's a good solution for another closet that is very deep? The opening to the closet is regular, but it goes really deep. It's frustrating because I can't reach the things in the back unless I climb over stuff. This is something I see a lot in New England because the closets here are really wonky. As far as the closet that's not very deep, that's like narrow depth, there's a couple of things you can do. You can either be okay with your coats being at an angle. You can grab petite size hangers. They do exist. They're like 15 or 16 inches wide. And if your clothes fit on them, they're great for super narrow, dumb closets, I call them. Or you can attach hooks to the back and just hang stuff on hooks that way. That deals with some of the problems with that, but unfortunately, those closets aren't very user-friendly, as well as the closets that are super narrow but also deep. Those closets create some huge issues. The best thing that I found for those closets is to have something that rolls out. So if you can hang things in the front and then like take a few things from the front and then like roll the thing out and store things in the back, that's usually the best answer for those. Otherwise, it's unfortunate. Cindy Pickens asks, what are the components of your trash organization? There are 2-part trash cans plus trash can drawers. Okay, so our trash situation is pretty simple. Like we have one place where we put trash. Kitchen trash, we have like 2 other trash cans. We have one in the bedroom and one in the bathroom, of course. The recycling is kind of, well, I guess we do have a system. We put like cans and stuff in the Simple Human like recycling bin. Like anything that's small goes in there, and then anything that's larger goes in the first drawer bin, and anything that's like a box or like something that's folded or a bag, a paper bag, goes in the back. we didn't even decide on that system. That's just something that just ended up happening. But I don't know, it works for us. Erica Roberts asks, "Hi Kay and Clover Bean, wishing you a jolly Christmas. Since you're so close to each other, you guys up for a doggy play date? You're welcome to come play with Tiny anytime." You know what, Erica? Might take you up on that. We want to come play with Tiny. BC asks, "I have framed artwork. At this time, I don't want to hang it on the walls. Looking for a more simple appearance. The artwork are collector pieces, so I want to keep them. I just don't know how to tuck them away until I decide to go back to having them displayed on the walls. I have looked on Container Store's site and have roamed around the internet, unable to find a storage solution. Now to complicate things, I am beyond neat and tidy, so I don't want things under the bed or behind a door. I live in a smallish condo, so space is limited, but I adore it this way. Your creative talents would be so appreciated." All right, here's an idea and go with me. What about having your paintings or your art out on loan at like your friend's house? I know it sounds kind of weird, but like if you and your friend, it has to be like a good friend, close friend, are okay with like maybe if she likes some of the pieces and she wants to display them for a while, that can be your temporary storage space. And then when you feel like grabbing them again, you can grab the art that's hanging in your walls now and give it to her. And then she can display those and you can have your old pieces back. Do a little art swap. Tina Eberhardt asks, "I am really interested in knowing what you were doing starting," I cannot read. Tina Eberhardt asks, I'm really interested in knowing what you were doing prior to starting your organizing business and how you transitioned over into doing it full time. Any tips and suggestions would be great." What I was doing before I started my organizing business was I was a Container Store employee and I was teaching, I was singing and I was teaching singing. But I actually don't like teaching singing. It's one of the things that I like could do, but I was like not into it. So I wanted to start my organizing business, so I just started it and went to helping friends. I did a living social deal. I did that more and more and more and more. And then at one point I just jumped off and did the whole thing full time. And it's really scary. You have to have stuff saved up. But it's definitely something that's possible. It's a very low overhead to start. So you can go ahead and start part-time right now. And if you like it, you can transition into full-time. It's not that hard if you have enough business. So I would say if you want to go for it, just go for it. Don't be, the biggest advice I can give you is to like just practice. Charlotte Alexander asks, "Hi Kay, I have a big and totally necessary collection of plastic food containers. I need a new solution. And even better, I have no cabinet to put them in. Currently shoving them into a big plastic bin with flaps on the top, which can never be closed. Bin is sitting on the stairs. Ooh." Without seeing your space, it's gonna be hard for me to recommend something because I don't know how your kitchen is. I don't know if there are other spaces that are being used for something else that can be moved. So to make more space, my first suggestion for you without being in your space is to see if you can actually create space, because it seems like you need these food storage containers. And if your kitchen is holding things that you don't use a lot, say like the blender, the KitchenAid mixer, whatever, if you can move those out of the space and into a place where they can still be accessed but not directly in your way, you can maybe find room for the food storage containers. Jill Kenny asks, "Love you, love Clover. I'm a newer subscriber, so you may have already talked about this. What is the handheld vac brand / model that you use to pick up dog hair off the couch? Would you recommend it to other pet owners? Thanks." It is a Dyson DC44 cordless animal vac, something like that. It's really old. I bought it in 2013, but it's been one of the best investments I ever made. It was like $400, but I've had it for like 6 years and it's worked really great. So I haven't had to buy a newer model. So I don't think you can buy that model anymore, but you can buy an updated version of that model. I definitely recommend it for pet hair. I bought it actually when I had 3 cats. So that was some bad pet hair situation, and now it works really great with dog hair too. So definitely recommend a Dyson. It's the best. Walter Kirschman asks, "Have you always been into organization? If not, when did you? Also, what keeps you motivated to clean so much?" I think I answered this question again. I just got, it's like something snapped when I was 30 that I just wanted, because I've always been into like having my home be very comfortable and warm and cozy and nice. But I think You know what? That's not true. I really didn't answer the question very well. I think I became organized mainly as a coping mechanism for anxiety. But I'm very transparent about this. Anxiety is one of the reasons that I like to keep my home very clean and tidy, because it's something I can control. You can't control things in your outside world. Like you can't control terrorism, you can't control violence, you can't control crime, but you can control your environment in your house. So I think that's my coping mechanism for anxiety, and I think that's why I'm so clean as well. Marilyn Longa asks, Christmas holidays are coming up. How do you prepare, and how do you pre and post? Hello from Bahrain. Hello. Christmas holidays, you know what, less and less, because I'm doing less and less shopping. I don't do much preparation for Christmas pre and post holidays. The most preparation I'm doing in my life actually is like Christmas gigs, which I actually don't have any this year. It's just like, you know, singing at church on Christmas Eve and possibly Christmas Day, Messiah gigs, things like that. I don't do much preparation either way, mostly because I don't host Christmas, and secondly because there's not much to do. I should be preparing because I'm supposed to make Christmas dinner this year. Simplify Purpose asks, do you have any advice on starting an organizing business? I do. There was a book called Time to Organize, which I think is a very good read, and that is the only piece of advice, is I think you should read that book. I think it's still relevant. I think it was written like maybe like 6 or 7 years ago, but it's a great book. I'll link it down below so that I think you can buy it for like $5. It's a great read. Go ahead and read that book. Susan Knight says, I'd love to know about your planning system. Also, you haven't mentioned singing lately. Are you performing for the holidays? Susan. All right, so my planning system is I have planning systems for like different things in my life. As for YouTube videos, I have like a whole notebook for that. For my planning for my day, again, I use my iCalendar and things like that. As far as the singing stuff goes, the issue is that when I post like singing vlogs and stuff and dedicate entire videos to them, they don't do very well. And I have to decide, because people subscribe and they want what they want from you, which is mainly like the home organizing stuff. So I'm starting to I want to bring that stuff back into the channel, but I want to integrate it so that it's not so it doesn't get its own dedicated video. I don't have any holiday gigs. I purposely did not do any because I just want to chill, and plus Vlogmas. But I do have, my calendar is quickly filling out for 2019, so there'll be more stuff on the channel. Just it'll be coming up in the next couple of months. I think I'm gonna get through all the questions, and I think it's only been like 22 minutes, so. Blue Jay asks, hello, I've had a very hard time letting go of things. I know I will never be a minimalist, but I am trying very hard to let go. Is there a way? Too much stuff in my flat, and it makes me almost impossible to clean and tidy. I am new to your channel, so I still have to find out if you did it, but you would consider doing a video on the theme of letting go. I know how you were not bossy when you helped your friends in their closets, and you have a more soft approach. All right, so I did do a video on sentimental clutter and why we're attached to that stuff. I'm gonna put a link down below so that you can go and check it out. Letting go of things is something I help people with on the regular, and it's difficult. It's difficult for even me. The first thing I like to remind people of is that, especially when it comes to sentimental clutter, is that things are not people, they're just triggers for memories. And that it's okay to keep a few special things. You know, I have a couple of cat toys that my cat played with. I love them, but I can't keep everything that was his. But it's definitely okay to keep a few really special things. So I would go and check out that video, and if you have any more questions, just feel free to ask more. Yolanda Johnson asks, I do not have a junk drawer, I have a junk room. Every member of the family puts their useless, unused things they do not want to store in their room, or things they don't know where to store goes in this junk room. I'm overwhelmed with the amount of stuff in this room. Where do I start organizing? I am lost on how to begin. Oh, the Island of Misfit Toys room. This is something I dealt with the other day with a client. It's just a room that people just kept throwing stuff in, and they don't know what to do with it. So the first thing you have to do is establish a job for that room, whether it's a guest room, an office, a playroom, something, so that the room has an identity. Otherwise, you're going blind. You like don't know what to put in that room, don't know what goes there, don't know what its purpose is. It's so sad. And secondly, again, I would involve, especially if the whole family is starting to put things in there, I would involve the entire family and again, recruit help of somebody who is impartial to this stuff, maybe a friend, a family member, or somebody like me, a professional organizer, to help you get started. Especially if the whole room is crowded with stuff, it's going to be really overwhelming to get started. So if you don't want to do that, go ahead and start with a small corner and celebrate the little victories, because the little victories are going to give you momentum to get the whole thing done. All right, mate, it's the last question. I don't have to do it live. Stacy Townsend asks, hi, what in your opinion are the most important tools to own if you're going to start your own YouTube channel? The most important tools are something to film on and something to edit on. Another important tool, I think probably the most important tool that you can give yourself if you want to start a YouTube channel, is knowledge. YouTube is a search engine. It's a very, very powerful search engine, the second most popular after Google. So take time to educate yourself how it works, how to make thumbnails, how to write a compelling title, still working on that. And just those are the most important tools. Something to edit on, something to film on, and arm yourself with knowledge. Look, he's doing like the Superman sleeps. Clover, you had a long day, huh, buddy? You look like you just woke up from like a real rough night. Okay, I hope you're having a great morning or evening or afternoon, wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one. Say bye. Bye.